Welcome everyone to the first grand finals here of Regulation I here at Psychocertor Weiss in Pico, California for our Swing Challenge 3 here at this tournament. I am Jesus Coronel, that is Dennis Geister. Once again, our finalists, Angelica Weiss on one side, Hayley Aldworth on another side. It's Angelica's first ever trip to the grand finals. I think this is Hayley's third attempt at grand finals, and she's gotten second every time, and hopefully this is her redemption arc against the #1 overall seeded and undefeated Angelica Weiss. Angelica on the Urshifu Rapid Strike, Tornadus Incarnate, Raging Bolt, Coward Shadow Rider, Zamazenta, and Ogremon Heartflame. Hayley on the Tatsugiri Curly form, Tower Shadow Rider, Indeedee Female, Dondozo, Galarian Weezing, and Groudon.
Yeah, I mean, I look at this matchup and I see lunchtime for Dondozo, if I'm being real. There's some things, I mean, again, the Dondozo is going to be such a important part of all of these matchups, but, I mean, I look at this and, Raging Bolt obviously does pretty good damage to Dondozo if it's not Terastallized. Rapid Strike doesn't do great damage, but if you get Rain Dance plus the Mystic Water boost, there's decent damage that comes through with the Surging Strikes. It's just that Dondozo is still very physically bulky, even if it's getting crit through, and resistant to Surging Strikes, so there's a lot that it'll take. And also, Surging Strikes can be kind of awkward to bring. Surging Strikes can be awkward to click when there's something like an Indeedee around. But you're not locking yourself into it since you're Mystic Water in any case. Yeah, and I think the other awkward thing is that Urshifu Rapid Strike versus the Weezing turns off Unseen Fist, so it actually can protect. Hayley can actually protect under Urshifu, so that could be another awkward part. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. I'm intrigued on how some of the combinations are going to work here. Here we go. Dondozo Tatsugiri straight up from Hayley from game number 1. It's going to be Angelica on his Zamazenta plus Raging Bolt lead. And his Outlet Shield's going to activate first, then Tatsugiri's Commander, meaning that Dondozo now gets an Omni Boost to all of its stats. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, Hayley Aldworth looking for her first win of the season. Angelica Weiss trying to do it undefeated. Honestly, why not just let it rip? Again, I think this is a very good matchup for it. You do have to be quite afraid of the Raging Bolt in a number of ways and for a number of reasons, but apart from that, you gotta feel pretty decent about it. Also, the Zamazenta is kind of an awkward matchup just because it resists 2 of your moves and can wide guard away the 3rd. So again, there's some awkward parts of this matchup, but Dondozo can certainly, a well-piloted Dondozo can certainly navigate its way through a team like this, and Hayley absolutely knows how to navigate a Dondozo. Yeah, I was about to say, you're talking about a good Dondozo navigator. You're talking to one of the best ones here in the region. Yeah. And Raging Bolt immediately switches out from Angelica's side of the field, and in comes the Ogremon Heartflame. I'm wondering what the Dondozo does to start, because there's a good amount of options you can do. Earthquake's one of them. You could just go ahead and click Order and another attack boost. But we also see the Terra Grass come out from this Dondozo. Yeah, the instant Terra Grass up against the Heartflame is obviously a bit scary, because Heartflame not only has the increased crit chance to ID Puzzle right through it, but also will have now super effective damage against it. And Zamazenta protects. Let's see if this actually is an Earthquake coming up from this Dondozo. It could very well not be. It just way crashed into the Zamazenta slot. I'm not shocked. I think that it wasn't necessarily the obvious play, but it wasn't a strange play at all. And now it's just now Ogremon going for Psychic Shield. And what's nice about that, I don't think Order Up is contact. It is not. Wave Crash is. It is not. Yeah, Wave Crash is contact. Earthquake and Order Up are not contact. Dondozo goes Protect as well. Zamazenta tried to body press, but it just could not find the mark. Yeah, now that we're getting a Dondozo attacking turn, and we know that Heartflame has to attack as well, the question is now... Do you Terastallize the Heartflame? I don't think you... you can Terastallize the Heartflame, although you won't get the... His Mold Breaker drops off, so you don't go through Unaware. I thought you said you didn't go for Unaware. I'm losing my mind. Alright, well, we're not losing this Terastallization from this Ogremon. It's fine. If you, it's gonna be increased damage, that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, it will, it'll be increased damage just from the Terra in the first place, so, Zamazenta flows with the body press first. Oh yeah, that is not doing a good amount of damage. Ogremon doesn't feel itself to be faster than Dondozo, so it might be a little bit of a HP-oriented Dondozo that's been trained for, and it does take it pretty well. Here's Wave Crash.
into this Ogre Pond. It will get KO'd. So Terra's gone immediately from Angelica. I think Dondozo should barely hang on.
Yeah, Dondozo will not have a lot of HP left after this. And Angelica, if she does have the Calyrex back, it will feel pretty good to switch into Calyrex here and try to pick up the KO if she has that in the back.
And to think that we were talking about Calyrex Shadow Rider and Zamazenta being a bad duo a little bit of our off time here, and here it is in the Grand Finals.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen at the local level, and it's still a solid duo. Like, it might not be regional winning tier, but, I mean, the comparison of it being bad is mostly versus, like, when people thought it was going to be, like, team building restrictively good, and now people are just like, it's pretty good, but not, like, overwhelming. There's plenty that you can do against it.
Now this Calyrex Shadow Rider comes in from Angelica, and yeah, there's the Protect turn. Trying to get as much HP as it can to potentially live an Astral Barrage, which I'm pretty sure it won't.
I don't think it will from this range. I've spent a lot of time with Dondozos with similar stat spreads, and I don't think it'll take a Astral Barrage at this range.
It's pretty hard to do so.
Not, then Tatsugiri is going to take a ton of damage on the back end from Body Press.
It's really hard to take a Astral Barrage with that low HP, even though you are at +2. And so we're going to see it go for it again. Tatsugiri is obviously going to avoid the attack because it's hiding inside Dondozo's mouth. Here comes the Astral Barrage into the Dondozo. Does knock it out. It will get a Grenade boost, and now Tatsugiri is wide open.
Yeah, and if Tatsugiri does get like dropped right now, Angelica will be in a really good spot.
There we go, Grenade going to raise the special attack of Calyrex there. Body Press into the Tatsugiri. It is a one-hit KO!
Yeah, and now you put yourself in a really good spot because, I mean, you end up in the CSR mirror, which, whatever.
Both of them are holding a Focus Sash.
Yeah, and both of them are holding Sash.
And the last Pokemon from Hayley is going to be that Groudon, so it's a double restricted versus a double restricted.
And I guess the question here... I mean, I think that Hayley still has outs. Nothing ideal, but now it's coming down to read range, where can Groudon figure out how to get rid of Zamazenta? Can Zamazenta figure out how to break Calyrex Sash? Does Calyrex go for Terra? Who goes for Terra, if anyone here?
Pollen Puff into the Zamazenta. Oh, wait. Okay, Shadow Protect. I actually did miss the second Protect, unfortunately. And Zamazenta... Wait, Zamazenta didn't Protect. Goes for the Behemoth Dash into the Calyrex. Takes near half. And Heat Crash goes into the Zamazenta. Sun Boosted by +1 defense.
Wow, that did, like, nothing.
Is it Zamazenta, like, one of the heaviest Pokemon in the format?
Zamazenta is a very heavy lad. A lot of the restricted, and that's part of the reason why Heat Crash can be kind of awkward, is because a lot of these restricted are really heavy. No Terra. Oh, this Terra's already been burned.
Yeah, it's already been burned. And yeah, and it looks like Angelica might be the faster Calyrex Shadow Rider here, as it does knock out Hayley's, and it gets another Grenade boost, and Zamazenta should have clear ways to knock out this Groudon eventually. Body Press, not enough, but Calyrex easily finishes the job. Heat Crash goes into the Calyrex of Angelica. It doesn't even take it to the Focus Sash.
Yeah, I mean, unless proven otherwise, I'm going to assume all Calyrex are speed tied.
And that's canceling the shit of the battle. Angelica Weiss up 1-0 in this Grand Final set.
Yeah, just a great job. Hey, all you need is like one really, really good hit onto Dondozo, and you can start to get the momentum back on your side. Basically every Calyrex in this format is going to be max speed timid. I'd be surprised if both of these were not. I don't even have information on that. I'd just be shocked if either of these was not max speed timid, because all of them are. We can definitely see if that ends up being consistent throughout the set, but in any case, I think Angelica had a good kind of way to play through that first game, and I guess the problem was that Angelica had reads in game number 1, and Hayley does have the ability to play around those reads. Like, Angelica ended up benefiting from a turn 1 Grass Terra, and then from a turn 1 Grass Terra plus Wave Crash into a Protect. And obviously you can't depend on that happening for game number 2, so you at least have to have a similarly interesting read to try to get rid of Dondozo again in game 2.
Yeah, because the Dondozo is definitely Dondozo lead might have been a little questionable, and now that we're seeing it.
I don't hate it. Like, I don't hate the Dondozo lead. I don't think it's typically ideal to lead Dondozo, although I think against a team like this, it's probably better to get the Dondozo out there first, break through some stuff, and let Calyrex clean up on the back end.
And here we go with game number 2 of the Grand Finals. It's going to be Wheezing Groudon from Hayley, and Raging Bolt Ogerpon comes out from Angelica. So neutralizing gas gets into play, no abilities activate.
Yeah, not that really any abilities were... I mean, it's kind of fascinating because both sides kind of equally care about their abilities in this situation.
Perhaps not, and Raging Bolt's in a weird spot because it might not take a Precipice Blades, and then is
yeah,
it
I mean,
important?
is there any reason why Groudon can't click Precipice Blades right now is the main question.
Accuracy might be the reason, but that's going
like
too
if
far.
it misses one, or alternatively just it gets taken out by Ogerpon, which I don't know if a Wood Hammer would take it out from this range. I gotta imagine Groudon's bulkier than that.
Yeah, it might have to be. Hayley Terra is turn 1.
Yeah, and I mean,
which one is it going to be though? It's going to be that Groudon, and Groudon's going to go Terrifier.
Yeah, and now you definitely don't get knocked out by anything here, so there is nothing at all stopping you from clicking the big funny Precipice Blades button.
And Angelica terrestrializes as well, so it might be the Ogerpon, it might be the Raging Bolt. Who knows what happens here? It's Raging Bolt terrestrializing. Raging Bolt is a Fairy Terra.
Yeah, which makes sense, because that is now stopping Precipice Blades from, like, absolutely bowling over your team. And you do kind of need the Raging Bolt around.
Oh, when Hammer goes into the Terrifier Groudon, that doesn't... Oh, negligible amount of damage now. Takes damage from the recoil, too. And Precipice Blades does double connect to both of these Pokemon from Angelica's side. Pokemon goes under half, Raging does not go under half, and Draco Meteor misses the Groudon.
Ugh, that is tough. I don't know if it would have picked up the knockout, but that is tough regardless.
Poison Gas comes out. Poisons the Raging Bolt. Does it poison the Ogerpon as well? Holding my breath. It does.
Hayley's in a fantastic spot right now because, assuming it's the Dondozo and the Tatsugiri in the back, you feel pretty good. I mean, you've used your Terra already, but like, there's not really anything that's going to knock out Groudon from this exact range. You know that if Dondozo comes in, it'll be able to clean up those Pokemon, and even if it's the Restricteds in the back, Dondozo has a pretty good matchup against them. So you have to feel really good if you're Hayley about just cleaning up the rest of the battle.
Here's Ivy Cudgel now being targeted into that Wheezing, and yeah, Hayley should feel good about withstanding all this damage output. Precipice Blades double connects again. It knocks out the Ogerpon. Rageable Hayley at 5 HP, so it will get a chance to have one lasting attack before it faints to the poison. It's Thunderbolt. It's into the Groudon. It just takes it under half, and there's a Strange Team, and it misses.
Not particularly, I mean...
that's not a bad miss to take, because again, you got fainted by the poison.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not a particularly meaningful difference between the two. But that just shows you to the viewers at home, Strange Team is not 100% accurate. Yeah, a very strange move. It's in the name, so it would make sense that it would be. But at this point, if Hayley wants to, she can legitimately just double switch in the Dondozo and Tatsugiri and just say, okay, now we're playing Pokemon. Because, I don't know.
The last two Pokemon are for Angelica. The team number 2 is Calyrex and Zamazenta again.
Although, frankly, you could also just keep going like this because...
I mean, do you want to keep going in the face of Calyrex potentially knocking out both of these Pokemon? Like, maybe not the Groudon.
Who cares? Unaware. Who cares? Literally does not matter.
Taunt goes on to the Wheezing, so it prevents the chance of going for Poison Gas.
Yeah, Poison Gas is actually probably the better play there, although at the same time...
Body Press the Groudon, doesn't knock it out. Heat Crash comes out again, Terrifier and Sun Boost. Wait, no, it's not Sun Boosted, it's actually because of the neutralizing gas. We're running on that for a hot minute. Critical hits the Calyrex down the sash!
Not incredibly important that did that, but
and Strange Team connects onto the Zamazenta, so we're gonna bit of damage up. Misses the confusion, and I think there's a better reason why Hayley didn't go for Poison Gas, because it can't even poison the Zamazenta.
Yeah, it can't poison the Zamazenta. I mean, Poison Gas would have been not terrible on the Calyrex if you weren't just going to target the Calyrex straight up.
But then again, Taunt was the reason that was stopping that play.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, but at the same time, if your Groudon was just going to launch an attack directly into Calyrex, then you might as well just, like, play it like that.
Yeah, there's the Astral Barrage, just will knock out Groudon, and it's a double KO!
I think it knocks out both. Oh man, those are some nice Grim Nade boosts. Dondozo doesn't care.
I mean, wait, hold on. Zamazenta gets a Dauntless Shield up?
Oh yeah, it gets a Dauntless Shield now.
and wait a minute, wait! Drop didn't activate! I
guess because it's already been knocked out.
Okay, that's actually a new interaction for us to find out at home. So if a Pokemon faints it, as soon as neutralized activates the ignition ability, it gets turned off.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
So no Sun, so that actually is better for Hayley because now Wave Crash is not even affected.
Yeah. Although, frankly, I don't know that it matters all that much. I think Dondozo and Tatsugiri are going to have
yeah, there you go. Dondozo and Tatsugiri.
Time dealing with this duo.
Oh my god. Commander activates again for Tatsugiri, raising Dondozo's stats of attack, defense, special defense, and speed by 2 stages.
Yep. And I mean, you can click. I think Angelica just needs a crit. Angelica needs to be able to stall out a turn, get like a free body press here, assuming that Dondozo went for something.
Protect.
Oh wow, just protect.
I think that was the protect. That was eyeing on Angelica's protect because I would assume you like the quick earthquake, but that's protected by Wild Guard, and then you like the quick order up or Wave Crash onto Wave Crash into Zamazinta specifically. Maybe order up a Calyrex, and then you got to play around to protect.
Yeah, I think you order up the Calyrex ideally.
Here's the Calyrex only for this Astral Barrage. It's a +2 special attack, but the problem is that it's a +2 special defense makes it unaware. That's a decent amount of damage that you took. Body press, that's not even doing half. And it's an order up into the Calyrex.
Yep.
Gonna get KO'd, and that's an attack boost thanks to the curly form.
Yeah, it sure is, and we'll be able to protect for more leftovers recovery. I mean, those Pokemon do decent damage against Dondozo. If Dondozo is moving especially slowly, it's not going to be able to take them out.
And Angelica's not going to play it out. We are going to a very bitter Game 3. The stakes could not be higher. We got a Game 3 between Angelica Weiss and Hayley Aldworth. Hayley still looking for her first tournament win of the season. She's finished second a couple of times here already at the Gym Challenge series here at Cyclocerta Place. Angelica can still finish this tournament undefeated at 5-0.
Yeah, and I mean, it's
6-0, excuse me.
It's just a question, because again, we kind of spoke about it before, where in game number 1, Angelica had the read and won from that. In game number 2, Hayley definitely came out on the better side of the early reads. I mean, at the end of the day, it was just like click precipice blades twice. Like,
and all of them connected.
Yeah, and all 4 of them connected, which obviously can't be guaranteed all the time, and the poison gas also double connected, but at the same time, you do have to. It does show for Angelica that you do have to kind of preserve Raging Bolt a little bit.
I mean, why else did she Terra Parry it?
Yeah, but even then, like, you take so much damage against Precipice Blades. Like, Precipice Blades plus Poison Gas still picked up the like 2 Precipice Blades plus a Poison Gas. That's a lot of Ps. Still gets the knockout, and so it's going to be really interesting to see how this matches up. We'll talk about it if it shows up.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, we were talking about... Excuse me, so you want to talk about Urshifu? It does have Unseen Fist, but, I don't think it's doing that much damage on those, though. Okay, so, Angelica's locked in and ready to go for this all-important Game 3, the final game of the tournament today.
Final game of the tournament today. It will be, it'll be an interesting one. I mean, again, it just ends up being, how does Hayley introduce the Dondozo to the field? What conditions can Hayley get a Dondozo onto the field in? Because there are a lot of Pokemon on Angelica's team that are able to slow down Dondozo quite a bit or chip it down over a number of turns. But
go on.
Hayley can certainly play around that by getting those out of the way early.
And that's been her game plan this entire tournament, cleared the way for Dondozo to win the game.
Yeah. And I mean, you can certainly do it in the other order and start with Dondozo, and that's what she did in Game 1, but getting Dondozo in later means that you're able to get one check out of the way, especially if you're able to get Raging Bolt out of the way. It does not need to change types.
Dondozo Ground on the lead for Hayley in this final game of the tournament. It's Calyrex Zamazinta again from Angelica, so we get the As-1, we get the Rockma Shield, and Drought.
Yeah, we sure get all of the abilities activating. The thing is that I'm curious what Hayley wants to do here, because she could say, oh, hey, I have my Dondo, it's Dondozing time, and switch in Tatsugiri and just go for Dondozo stuff.
And if you do that, then you're going to have to at least get 8 order up against this Zamazinta, because Wave Crash, even though it is going to be ignored by the unaware thanks to the ability that Dandozo has, you're going to have to play into Sun with Wave Crash specifically.
Yeah.
Calyrex protects here. That was also protect. So let's see. Yeah, and then nothing else is going to like threaten any of these Pokemon. I mean, Groudon has to attack, and Dandozo has to protect.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't get 4 protects because Groudon doesn't have protect.
It can't even use protect, it's just holding an Assault Vest.
Yeah, it is holding an Assault Vest.
And it was Heat Crash to Calyrex, for those of you who want to know.
I mean, that's still meaningful information. But now the question is, can... Because the thing here was, if Dandozo came in... If Tatsugiri came in and it was Dandozo Tatsugiri at this spot, then there would be an opportunity for Dandozo to gain momentum against the other 2 Pokemon. And
Calyrex is getting out of here. Calyrex escapes back into the Pokeball and into the Ogerpon now for Angelica. Activates a Mold Breaker ability as well, and we're going to see Groudon switch out. What comes in here? What comes in here? It's Tatsugiri.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I know it's going to come in on that slot.
And here comes Commander again, but I think Ogerpon might be in a better position should it be able to at least take a hit from this Dandozo. It very well could still be Order Up. Because, again, if you're using Wave Crash, you gotta account for the Sun.
Yeah. Although at the same time, you don't necessarily want to be Wave Crashing a lot. The problem is that you have to do something that it's...
Oh boy, Wide Guard for Earthquake.
Yeah. And I mean...
Or Precipice Blades in the case of Groudon being around at the time. It's Order Up, and it's into the Ogerpon slot, so it will hurt. And that's going to be another knockout if the Order Up goes to the Ogerpon again.
Yeah. And now it's just a question, how much can you read the Dandozo, or the Ogerpon here? Because the Ogerpon, yeah, has the ability to protect, it has the ability to hit water super effectively, and has the ability to hit grass super effectively.
And Dandozo protects too.
And Dandozo also just protects.
Let's see what Zom does here. It's a Body Press as well. And now Dandozo kind of has an each time clicking Earthquake, but you gotta account for if Angelica's going to go for Wide Guard to block it off.
I think easier than clicking Earthquake is clicking Order Up into Ogerpon here.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, that's another thing you can do here. Dandozo just quits Body Press. There's no Terastallization at all from this Ogerpon, so we'll get a big Warhammer onto this Dandozo. Takes it under half HP. That's a bit of recoil damage as well. Back to the Ogerpon. It's Order Up. It goes to the Ogerpon. It'll knock it out, and now it's a +4 attack.
Yeah. And I guess Hayley was playing off of 50-50 there. I think a Terra would have, objectively, a Terra would have been the better play there.
I mean, but how is she supposed to know it's going to be Woodhammer or Ivy?
Yeah, that's the point, where it's like, based on the results of the play, a Terra would have been the better choice there, and possibly could have just won Hayley the game at that point. You still probably want to Terra now with Raging Bolt out here.
How many turns of Sun are left, though? I would assume this is like the last turn of Sun.
Not a lot of Sun left. I mean, this is going to be a Protect turn, so...
Yeah.
just accept that we're about to watch Dandozo for a few seconds here. That's the reason why stream viewers don't like it, is just because Protect takes a really long time when you have to stall out for leftovers.
Okay, Thunderbolt and Body Press will remove selections from each of Raging Bolt and Zamazenta respectively. And now we see if the Sun goes away, and it does.
Yeah, it does. So.
Meaning there's a bit of another mind game coming in from Angelica's side. Do you want to Terra Fairy either? Do you want to Terra Fairy to Raging Bolt to make sure you don't get hit by Order Up, but then risk the Wave Crash? Or do you Terra Dragon and Zamazenta so you don't get Wave Crash as hard as you can? Or do you Wide Guard?
Tough question.
Hayley Terra's Dandozo to the grass.
I think you have to Terra the Dandozo at this point, partly because there's not a whole lot of value you get from not doing this. Like, Groudon's in the back, who cares? Like, Groudon doesn't really need the Terra Fire right now.
Alright, see what happens here. Angelica Terrastalizes the Raging Bolt again, because the Zamazenta was faster than Dandozo on the normal circumstances, and it will be again to parry.
And now, we wait on the Dandozo's decision.
As we always do. Behemoth Ash is selected into the Dandozo. That does a big 10% damage. Wave Crash gets clicked into the Zamazenta, so this will be a +4 because Stockless Shield's ignored. Oh, it hangs on at 9 HP!
Yeah.
Raging Bolt watches Draco Meteor and missed again!
The Draco Meteor missed. That is tough, and that means that Dandozo, which was down to very low HP, is going to be able to heal up just a bit off that leftovers recovery.
And now it's like the combination of Thunderclap and attack knock out Dandozo after this next upcoming leftovers recovery.
I don't think Thunderclap will. I think you just have to accept that Zamazenta's dropping.
Because, like, you know something that's faster. It's just like, you just click Thunderclap and Thunderclap body press to knock it out?
I don't think it does, is the thing.
Draco Meteor again.
I think you do need something else silly. I think you need the Draco Meteor. Like, I don't think Thunderclap is enough damage against this resist here. So, especially now after 2 things of leftovers. So I think you just have to...
Zamazenta protects. This is really bad if Hayley targets down this Raging Bolt for this attack. But did it, though. It clicks Earthquake. I'm not sure if a +4 Earthquake is enough to knock out Raging Bolt for full HP, which I don't think it will be.
I don't think it will be, but it'll be good damage against it, which is very good for Hayley.
And how much damage? Yeah. Just over half, and Draco Meteor missed again!
Wow. That's
how much does Raging Bolt hate Angelica?
That's
seriously.
Maybe it's Dondozo that hates Angelica. getting the funny moves on. Not the dancing shoes.
Oh, I think this might finally be Destiny calling for Hayley. It's like, look, we played with you enough time. Maybe this is the tournament you finally get your first win. Wide Guard comes out from Zamazenta to block off any Earthquake attempts. No, it's just going to be a Wave Crash and knock out the Zamazenta. So Wide Guard's now out of the picture.
Yeah, it sure is. As well as Zamazenta is out of the picture.
That's like a really negligible Wave Crash recoil damage as well. Draco Meteor finally connects. And it doesn't even KO!
Yeah. I think that's better at this point that it didn't KO, because now you're able to pick up the KO with Astral Barrage. But that's not...
Oh, that makes it super awkward for Hayley, because...
yeah. The problem is that you're still...
-2 on the Raging Bolt.
You're -2 on Raging Bolt, and the bigger issue is you're still dealing with all the guys in the back. Like, there's still a lot of Pokemon in the back left to finish off this one.
Not a protect.
Hold on, we need a minute.
For what?
For Dondozo to heal with leftovers.
Didn't we just accept that it was going to get KO'd by his Astral Barrage?
Yeah, but we like it when Dondozo gets to chomp on its food.
It's not even on the screen!
Yeah.
Where is it? I don't see it anywhere in its mouth.
Tatsugiri's in there.
How is Tatsugiri leftovers?
That's actually that's a great question. How is he eating leftovers with Tatsugiri in there?
Oh my god. Maybe we should have this discussion soon, as Astral Barrage is going to miss onto the Tatsugiri, and it's going to connect with Dondozo, so we'll get a Grenade boost, but I guess the bigger question now is this too little too late?
Yeah, and I think that Draco Meteor, if it hits, should honestly KO the Tatsugiri, if we're being real.
It might, but it's still a -2 special attack, and
it's just that is a very important...
Okay, it connects. And it gets the KO, even though it was -2. It's now at -4, so it's now a 2-on-2.
And that is a really important KO, because we come down to, can Calyrex with like 2 Astral Barrages get rid of Groudon?
It's Calyrex. Okay. It's a Calyrex mirror match into the Groudon in the back. This is going to come down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen, because I think an obvious play I could see from Angelica is Thunderclap to break the stash on the Calyrex, and then hopefully you win the speed tie.
Yeah.
Potentially, if it's a speed tie. I don't know if it is.
Yeah, yeah, we'll assume it's a speed tie.
Oh, wait, hold on. I was gonna say!
Yeah, because special attacks drop so much. But that means that if all you're trying to do is pick up, like, a Thunderclap or even, like, a Snarl, you might be able to break Sash.
But that's even if you can survive an attack from this Stout Rider from Hayley. That's the issue. It just protects, so Groudon's gonna take a big amount of damage.
Yeah. Well...
Okay, Calyrex protects too.
I think the 2 Calyrexes, the protect is the obvious play. The question is, does Groudon actually pick up the KO?
Oh, it's Precipice Blades. Does it connect? Does it connect? That's the big issue right now. It connects onto the Raging Bolt. Does it even get the KO? Boosted defense! It crits! It crits!
No! That is brutal.
Just when we thought the defense boost was not going to matter, it just crits right through!
Oh, man, that is, many tough events happening back to back to back for Angelica.
And talk about a talk with Destiny. Calyrex from Angelica goes for this Astral Barrage. It's not going to knock out the Calyrex with the Focus Sash. Groudon hangs on at over half HP. There's the Focus Sash rocking from Angelica's side. Hayley can finally have her redemption story. Astral Barrage connects on the Angelica's Calyrex Shadow Rider. Takes it down to the Focus Sash. Groudon has one task left to do for Hayley, and that is to knock out this Calyrex Shadow Rider with his Heat Crash. That's it! Hayley Aldworth can finally call herself champion! After so long, she finally gets it done!
I think somebody's getting a potato in the mail after that one. It's really something of a final battle, and
so many unfortunate events from Angelica.
A lot of pretty tough events there, and I mean, still really well played by Hayley. Definitely identified a lot of solid win conditions there through the back end of that battle, but yeah, that's Pokemon for you. that was really a Pokemon
Okay,
battle.
so those 2 Draco Meteor misses and then a critical hit precipice waste through a defense booster.
Yeah, because if it had taken that hit, it might have been able to Thunderclap out the Calyrex. Although, even still, I think Groudon probably still wins the Calyrex versus Groudon one-on-one, but we'll never know.
Yeah, but we do know that Hayley is finally champion for the Gym Challenge for the season of 2025, and that's going to conclude this edition of the Spring Challenge 3 tournament. We'll be back here in 1 week, May 17th, for the 4th Spring Challenge, and after that comes our SoCal finale.
Yeah, that's our last one here for the season, before Worlds, or before the season reset. So
yeah, but we have one more event after that one. I mean, the 17th will be the last one in the venue here at Second Turner Place, but the 31st will be the last event of the season here in SoCal. Which will be our potluck barbecue.
Yeah, definitely show up Griffith Park. Look at PokemonLabs.com for more information about that, but it'll be super fun. Definitely come.
Yeah, and that being said, from everyone in production, this has been Ice Squared. I have been Jesus Cornell. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.